I didn't want to have to talk about this because the last time I talked about ethical consumption, I got canceled. I want to be clear about this, okay? Can people on the left, I know this has incited a bunch of discourse. You guys have to stop drawing your arbitrary goddamn line on the Harry Potter Hogwarts Legacy game, okay? Shut up. All right? If you don't want to buy it, that's fine. But nothing is less productive than like infighting and going after other people in the community because they're not boycotting the specific thing you boycott. Do you have any idea how much you buy that goes immediately into the bank accounts of evil people? It's so weird. Like, here, let's watch the video, okay? Here, we're going to watch. Apparently this video is from Seattle, so I guess this guy's me.
Please do not support the upcoming Hogwarts Legacy game.
That's a fine statement to make, okay? It's fine to say, please do not. That's fine. That's okay. I don't think that's infighty. If you want to say, hey, please don't buy this game. First of all, it's a Harry Potter game, okay? Harry Potter wasn't good. This is not a hot take anymore, all right? It's not. Harry Potter as a character is boring. The books are full of reactionary messaging. But even if they weren't, they're still pretty bad. They're just not that interesting. They're just not, okay? It's fine. You liked it when you were a kid. Grow up, read more stuff, realize it wasn't that good. Oftentimes, stuff that's made specifically for kids isn't actually that good in retrospect. You're just stupid when you're young, and it makes it easier to sell stuff to you, okay? But anyway, go on.
Friends, colleagues, cohorts, the whole lot of you, I'm asking you very sincerely, please, do not stream it. Don't make YouTube videos about it, don't buy it, and don't bloody pre-order it. The reason being is that you may not be aware that by supporting this title, you are essentially aligning yourself.
This is really stupid. The idea that purchasing a commodity means that you're aligning yourself with the ideology of the people who made it is an unsustainable belief to have in capitalism. You literally cannot do this. You can't do this. It's not possible. It's not possible. You can't do it. Now, I do say you should not pre-order it, and if you do pre-order it, I think people should beat you in the street, because pre-ordering games is exclusively to the detriment of the industry. The fact that pre-ordering has become an accepted practice does nothing but allow developers to get away with shoddy launches where they've already stolen your cash, so you get a broken product and they use the money that they got off release to determine whether or not it's even worth fixing up the game. You know that, right? When buggy games release, it's the pre-order sales and the first week sales that help them decide whether or not they should even bother to fix up the broken game they just released. You know, have fun with your goddamn Suicide Squad game or that Gotham Knights game or whatever. Those Skinner box stupid live service microtransaction filled. Okay, Vosh, your argument is just as arbitrary as the person you're criticizing. Rock! We need a rock emote. We need an emote of like a rock being tossed so that people can be named like after it, so the rock hits them. We need that.
With some really heinous transphobic values. J.K. Rowling, aka Joanne, has made it extremely clear that they see the success of this title as being vindication of their transphobic views.
That is true. However, please understand that you cannot apply this logic ubiquitously, because if you do, you will find that, like, do you think, like, for instance, continuing to buy Coke after Coca-Cola was caught funding death squads in Latin America, like, that you still buy Coca-Cola. Like, the executives at Coke are like, yeah, doesn't fucking matter what we do, does it, huh? Yeah, it doesn't matter. They'll still buy the Coke. We could have a child factory in Ghana and they would still buy our Coke, the stupid fat American pieces of shit. That's what they're thinking. They are thinking that. Again, they're evil, but I think things are largely unproductive, you know, when you do this like infighty stuff. I want to be clear. This guy right here isn't like doing anything horrible. Like he made a little video. Maybe it's a bit cringe or soy or whatever. I don't think this guy is being super awful. I am seeing a lot of very unnecessary discourse and a lot of very unnecessary infighting. You know, and that's the problem that I have. If you want to boycott, that's fine. If you want to ask other people to boycott, that is fine. But the problem I have is when you start using this desire as an impetus to initiate like moral gatekeepy bullshit in, yeah, it's a soycott, okay? within the left. That's very annoying to me because I see this happen all the time. I also saw it happen with like the Hassan house and the Hassan car thing, where like, can you have valid questions about conspicuous consumption as a leftist? Yes. Does that mean you should then like excise any leftist who engages in conspicuous consumption or start gigantic infighty wars over the subject? No, I really don't think so. Um, if you're going to start gigantic wars within the left over anything, be like me and only do it over meaningful stuff like, are men people? Do they have feelings? Should white people be genocided? Important questions like that. That's what infighting should be started over.
That, by this title doing well, that means that they were correct. And honestly, you just have to look on the Steam forums to see the kind of people that are cheering for this game. Please don't be among them. If you weren't aware of all this, I'll do a longer video after this to explain a bit more of the nuances, but I just had to say, please don't support this game. Please. Please do not.
I don't think the video here is that bad, really. It's not like I've seen way more annoying discourse. And then the Act Man, it really took off, By buying this video game, you support transphobic values. I say as the metal in my cell phone is used to record this video mined by child slave labor. Hey, I made this argument before. You guys remember when I made this argument and then it led to 4 consecutive years of cancellation? I remember this argument. I recall. I'm familiar. It is a valid argument. In the sense that this isn't a non-workable standard when applied broadly. Continue making the argument you're right. I'm always right. Rare L from Brianna Wu. What'd Brianna say? Hogwarts Legacy isn't a game, it's a character test. A lot of people are about to fail it. Yeah, I don't like this. There's also like the optical harm here. I mean, you can see from the quote tweets and the response to this video here, in that lefties acting like this, it does make us look kind of hysterical, right? Where we're all like, we represent like a niche political minority, and this giant game is about to drop, and these lefties are running around screaming, no, if you play this game that a ton of people are going to play no matter what, it means that you're pro-transphobia. And then that will inevitably get the people who actually are pro-transphobia to point at you and go, ha, see, the ridiculous standards put forward by the left mean that no matter what you do, you're always a transphobe. Nah. Whatever. I'm just asking you guys to not be crazy about this stuff. What do you think about this argument then? Giving money to charity, putting your money where your mouth is? All the people boycotting Hogwarts Legacy instead of bitching about the game. No, right away, this is kind of dumb. You can always bitch about the game. Why don't you donate that $60 to a trans hotline that offers emotional support to people going through shit and actually contribute to a good cause? Just a thought. Yeah, do that if you want to. However, the idea that you can't make a good point or make a criticism unless you donate to a charity is bullshit. It's good to do that, but I will always argue against any like weird gatekeepy hoops people have to jump through before they're allowed to participate in discourse. It just reminds me of the if you really, leaving aside the fact that I did raise a lot of money for it, and if you really care about Palestinian stuff, stop spending your time on Twitter complaining about it and go donate to a charity. And it's like, shut the fuck up. You don't actually give a shit about like the amount donated to a charity. You just want them to stop complaining about the treatment of Palestinian people on Twitter. Like this is just a lazy effort to shut people up when you dislike them. There's not actually any like motivation or impetus to improve things here. Likewise, this seems to me to be more about like spiting these people than it is to donate. But then he did provide the link, so that's good, I guess. Maybe I don't think the Ackman's a super bad guy, right? So yeah, maybe this is more sincerely motivated than a lot of other people would be. Oh, he kind of is? Oh, okay, well, I don't really remember. Pretty sure he's a reactionary, kind of chuddy. Oh, okay. Not a full-on neo-Nazi. It's a huge win for discourse these days. He's kind of like ordinary gamer as far as I can tell. Well, I think ordinary gamer's fine.